Okay, so for this craft I started with a sheet of wall decals from Dollar Tree. They're just flowers. You could also use jumbo stickers. And then I just kind of cut them apart and separated them. I decided that I wanted to start a couple inches up, like 1.5 inches up from the bottom of the vase there. So you cut your sticker so you have like a straight line, right? So you know where the bottom is going to be. And I started with one big flower, and then I kind of worked my way down to the smaller flowers. And I had them coming up from both the top and the bottom. So the first one came up from the bottom, and then the second one you'll see overlapped it. So that was like a good solid base. Like I wanted one anchor, one focal point there. And then go in and fill in with smaller ones. And then you can also add them coming from the top as well. Just make sure that you cut it straight in like a perfectly straight line and do your best to like line it up with the top of the vase. On the bottom seam it doesn't matter as much because it'll be covered with twine, but the top it matters a little bit more. And then I just grabbed my dollar store twine and my hot glue gun, and I started hot gluing at the base of the vase, and I worked my way up. So for the first probably 2 rows, I did a lot more hot glue than I did for the rest of the rows, just because I wanted a solid base. And this fine point hot glue gun is great for tiny little details like this. But then as I got going and I went up after the first 2 rows, I hot glued every, 1/3 to 1/2, just depending of the way around the jar, or around the vase, excuse me. And I also made sure to like press down, like before I hot glued, I pressed down the row of twine below it so that all my twine was really tight together and I didn't have any gaps or spaces. But this took a while, but I just hot glued all the way up until I covered that bottom seam of my decals, and that was it. This is very similar to a candle project that I made with decals a couple years ago, but this time I just did it on a vase.